Hey folks, Joey D'Angelo's here with a new episode of Silent Film Saturday. Very excited today because I'm talking about a Buster Keaton film. I can't tell you how long it's been since I've reviewed a Buster Keaton film, let alone a silent film that features somebody that some of you guys might actually recognize, other than like documentary subjects, you know. But besides the point, I'm reviewing The Cameraman, which is a part of the TCM Archives box set, the Buster Keaton collection. Let me just take a look at this. I'll be reviewing the other two films in the set in the next couple of weeks. I'll be reviewing Spite Marriage as a Silent Film Saturday episode, and then Free and Easy as a Silent Links episode, because Free and Easy is actually a Buster Keaton talkie. So this is the cover of the box set. I wish it was called Buster Keaton and MGM, because these are some of his first films with MGM. On the back, this is what we have in the back. Bonus features. There's a documentary on here, So Funny It Hurt, Buster Keaton at MGM, which talks about, you know, how it kind of, he was kind of on a decline while at the MGM period, and certain things like that. And also it features a commentary track by Glenn Mitchell, and I've heard there's some discrepancies in that commentary track. SilentEra.com stated that. I read that on their website, so I don't know what these discrepancies are specifically, but I'll put a link in the description for their review of this box set and let you know. So that's the DVD set. Now onto the actual movie. The movie is a bit formulaic. I don't mean to say that formulas are bad. It's just, if you're expecting the General or Sherlock Jr. or Steamboat Bill Jr., it's not The Cameraman. Even though I love The Cameraman very much. This is actually the first feature-length, one of the first feature-length Buster Keaton films I ever watched, and I really enjoy it. And I still enjoy it. I showed it to my brother and his friend, and they seemed to dig it when I was watching it earlier this week, you know, before this review, and they were laughing at some of the gags that happened. They found it quite amusing. Basically, the premise of this film goes like this. Buster Keaton, you know, kind of takes pictures for people and stuff, and he falls in love with the Marceline Day character. And Marceline Day is known because she was in London After Midnight, the famous lost film from the Lon Chaney, the famous Todd Browning Lon Chaney like collaboration. He falls in love with her, and he finds out that she works at the movie studio. So what he decides to do is that he decides to become part of the newsreel team, and decides to, you know, shoot newsreel footage and, you know, kind of, you know, try to win her as his girlfriend. Now, on that premise, the premise itself was kind of dull. I mean, Marceline Day is a likable character. Buster Keaton is great, but, you know, it's kind of, in that sense, you can kind of see it's kind of like a dull thing. What you really want to know is, are the comedy scenes funny? And I can say, yes, they are. What's interesting about this film, in comparison to Keaton's earlier films, is that he did not direct this movie. Edward Sedgwick directed this movie, and MGM was like, okay, we'll take you on, Buster Keaton, but we don't want you to direct. We want you to just be an actor. We don't want you to, you know, to worry about all the other processes. We have other people to take care of that. Because remember, MGM was like the big studio, and they wanted things to be efficient, run well, and they didn't want Buster Keaton to do his usual method where he's just like, okay, I have an idea, let's just go with it. No, they wanted this planned out strategically and structured, have a formulaic plot where the comedy scenes can take place. And that's kind of what happened to the Marx Brothers, actually, when they first got to MGM. Now, I will say that I love Night at the Opera, the Marx Brothers' first MGM collaboration, more than their previous work. But I can understand people not liking it because it's stuck to a formula where the Marx Brothers are kind of the assistants to the Alan Jones character. He's trying to pursue the romantic interest, Kitty Carlisle. So that's what MGM did. They put these comedy actors in the formula. And actually, The Cameraman, they thought, was so successful that they showed The Cameraman to any incoming MGM comedians to show them, okay, this is how we do things at MGM for the comedies. That's, you know, how they thought of the movie. And the scenes in the movie are funny. One scene that was improvised was a scene where Buster Keaton plays baseball with himself in a baseball stadium. And that scene is brilliant, and it feels very much like an older Buster Keaton scene. Other scenes of note, in my opinion, include the bathing suit sequence where he goes on a date with the Marceline Day character, and they go to this like public swimming pool, but he loses his swimsuit. So he's like, "Oh man, what am I gonna do?" And you can, all the comedic possibilities. And another, there's the scene towards the end where he's shooting a climactic like gangster, like, rival gangs sort of battle in Chinatown. And, there's some Chinese stereotypes, and remember, it's filmed in 1928. I can't, it's different times back then. There's no excuse for do it today, but back then, attitudes were really different. Now, the scene is still really exciting, gets him in, like, dangerous situations. He has, like, a stupid, like, pet monkey following him around doing things, and he's, shooting the newsreel footage. One more scene I just have to think is so brilliant is when Buster Keaton is waiting for Marceline Day to get off of work. He sits down and he stares at her, and there's this close up, this almost extreme close up of Buster Keaton like with his expressive eyes just looking at her, and it's almost like this almost a puppy dog look. But you don't see like his mouth or anything because his mouth is being covered by his like camera and tripod. And it's actually the cover photo I have right now for the Facebook page. But if you don't see it on the cover photo right now, just check out like the cover photos. You'll see a shot of like Buster Keaton's eyes, and it's just such a precious moment in the movie. It's so beautiful, and then she looks, stares back at him. It's just a wonderful bit. And it isn't even like the oh my god, the be all end all scene in the movie, but it's just a nice like visual like storytelling, and just like a very like iconic silent film type of shot. Where you didn't need like somebody to say "I love you." You can tell from his expressions how much he cares about this, about this woman. So next time on Sound Film Saturday, 2 weeks from now, I shall review Spite Marriage, and I'll also eventually get to Free and Easy soon after or soon before. I haven't decided yet. See you guys next time with Spite Marriage.